Hello guys, I'm Kule from CAD and I talk about anything and everything to do with architecture and interior design. But in Cagitator, I talk about everything AutoCAD. And then maybe sometimes I might go into other programs like Illustrator, InDesign, 3D Max, any of those other relatives to AutoCAD. Today we're going to talk about how to add images into your CAD drawings. It is something that some people do, especially if they're going to be showing the drawings to clients. And some things some people don't like about it. But anyways, if it's something you are interested in or something you'd like to do, you've come to the right place because we're going to talk about that today. Anyways, look at this interior elevation. It's pretty basic. You have your wall, you have your image, you have your finished floor line, which is always supposed to be thicker, and this is a pretty short wall, right, of 7 feet. Anyways, I want to add a wall paneling at the back. I want to add a wooden paneling, have some sort of nice look to it. Before you actually add an image, make sure that the image is similar to the dimensions of the wall. You don't want to scale it down, you don't want to scale it up. You kind of want to keep it the way it is so that it looks nice and crisp and clean. So if you want to add an image, you type attach and make sure you know where your images are. So I'm looking to add a wooden wall, and that's what it looks like. You see the dimensions are similar to the back wall. I click on open, and when I come here, you can see the beautiful looking image. I added some lights at the bottom. This is not that important. As long as you specify on screen, it's good for you. If you know your coordinates, then you wouldn't specify on screen, and you type what your coordinates are. Your scale is scale, how big or small you want it to be. I would typically always click on this because I want to determine where it is. So I'll click on OK, and I want it to start at this point right here. And you can see I can determine how big I want it to go, but it's gonna do that. So as you can see, it didn't come in as well as I thought it would be, but fear not. I'll just go draw order, send to back, and so now that it's behind, I can see where my original wall is. There are two ways to do this, right? I could either scale it down, so I'll type in SC for scale. I'd click on this point, I would reference that I want. I'll scale it down, and I would say this is my base point, and I'd want my reference to come from there to that point, and I want to put it there. So that's one way to do it. But then guess what? We have this ugly dink over here, and there's nothing you can really do about it right now, right? If I try to push it down, it wouldn't work. If I tried to, I don't know, push it up, in fact, if I did that, it would end up going the opposite direction. So what I want to do is clip, and I would type clip, CLIP. If you do photos and things, if you take photos on yourself on your phone with selfies and things, you should have an idea of what clip is. So I'll tell this computer that I want to clip this image, and it's saying on or off, which is not really much. Delete is delete, but new boundary. Oh, it's doing this thing again. So I'm going to tell the computer, yes, I want to create a new boundary. So I'll press enter, and I'm telling it I want this to be the boundary of my clip. And there we go. So when I click on this image here, it's not deleted, it's just clipped. So I'll draw this. Just remember that if you want to work on certain things, you always have to put things forward or backwards. So even though I still have this, if I wanted to, and I wanted to add a little bit of image at the top, I could do that, right? But it works with the parameters of the image. So why does this always do this? Excuse me with the technical difficulties. I don't know. I think my computer is shy. It just decided to kind of slow down right now. But anyways, yeah. So if I click on the image, I could do this, click on that, which would be the inverse of the image. But I don't want to do inverses, right? I want to keep that in. So there's my back wall, And now I want to add an image of the photo in front with the nice looking shadow and everything, with the lights beneath. It looks nice. I kind of want to add more. You can't have this kind of background and then not have an image over here, right? So I'm going to do what I did before. Does anyone remember? Yes, you got it right. Attach. So I click on attach. I look for my image. What did I call that? Yeah, wall art. Again, you see it's square looking, so it's similar to the size of that. And as before, specify on screen. Okay, I click on the down point and I say, yep, I want it to be like that. But oops, again, it came out a different size, right? So I want to scale it down. So I'll go scale, SC, and say I want a reference from that point to that point, and I want it to touch there. So there, you see, you have the backdrop, you have the nice image, you have the shadow, you have the lighting, you have the thick wall line. Let's see what it's gonna look like if I plotted it. Previous plot, preview. Ooh, nice mood setting. So imagine you could take this to a client and give them an idea of this is what the wall is gonna look like with this image, and that's gonna cost you $10,000. Just joking, please don't do that. Anyways, let's say I wanted to add a person, right, to show scale, because sometimes it's difficult to show a client scale, right? So let's say I wanted to add a person. Luckily, where are you? Oh, there you are. So I'm gonna copy this guy. So whenever you're bringing a person in, just make sure the profile of the person is not difficult. It's not overly complex, and I'll show you that in a second. So right now you can do this, right? You could have either this guy just standing here on an outline, which is what some people do. You already have a sense of scale. But if you want him to pop out even more and have him kind of like this guy in front of this is what you do. You use the wipeout command, right? So let's say I want to try the wipeout command, right? Wipeout. It says frames and polyframe. Frame is very important, but I'll get to that in a second. So polyline is what I'm going to enter, and it's going to ask select a polyline. Oh, it's asking me again, select a close polyline. Bam. No, nothing. There is a reason. Somehow this is not closed. So what I want to do is explode it, because you can see that it has more than one character. So when I explode it, he is still together, but then these little guys over here are gone. So now if I want to wipe out and it asks me polyline, I select him, and it's asking me erase polylines. No, I don't want to erase. I want to keep his outline. So there he is. So if I decided to move him to this side, bam. So there, you see it. You have one guy that is completely whited out, then you have the outline guy. And this is up to you, however you want to show your clients how it is. Oops, window. Let's preview that. So you can see you could either go with the outline guy or the whiteout guy. Before I go, I'm going to show you the importance of frame. Remember how I said frame is important? I was going to go back to it. Let's type in wipe out. If I go frames and I say right now it's on, if I decided to say off, guess what happens? It becomes very difficult to get rid of the whiteout, because the frame of the guy has been turned off. So there's really nothing I can do about it. But if I go wipe out and I put the frames back on, see, his frame is back there and he can move. I can get rid of him. So hopefully that was edutainment, that was entertaining and you learn something, this is what you do if you want to impress your clients by adding more salt, more bacon, more pizzazz to your drawings. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me or type it in the comments below, because I'm Kole from Cade and I talk about anything and everything to do with architecture and interior design, but today I'm talking about anything AutoCAD. Thank you and have an awesome day. Bye.